Toon Army. It's time for football to take a backseat and make way for the banter, the laugh, the rants, and of course, the bullying that is Ttr Friday. And now, straight from Georgetown and other places around the kingdom, here are your hosts, the Stallion. According to Susan, that is, Paul Ditchburn, the Butcher, Billy Bob Trey, the Lady of the Luscious Lips, Danielle Lawther, and the Statman himself, Alex Walker. Now, only one question remains. Toon Army, are you ready? Begin.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon Review YouTube channel. Tonight, it is, of course, TDR Friday. We are battling on. Me and Billy seem to be alternating illnesses at the minute, which is very strange. Billy's, as you can see, has a nose which is more purple than Rudolph tonight. Bless him, he's going through the cold virus. And he put the hex on me last night because I ended up with a bad stomach through the night, and it came both ways, and we shall say no more. But you know, life goes on. Life goes on. So if me and Billy disappear for a couple of minutes for whatever reason, you know why. But there you go. How are you, Danielle?
Oh, I'm perfectly well, me. I'm top of the world.
Fantastic. Alex, good day today?
Yeah, not bad. Glad it's the weekend. You can watch some football.
Yes, indeed.
Did everyone update their teams?
No, when's the cut-off?
You've missed it, man. It was 6:30.
Oh, shit. Is there a game tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, they do messing about with the silly Friday games.
Oh, bollocks. Oh, well, I'll just have to keep fingers crossed. Of course, you'll have got yours done, Danielle, because, you know, fourth in the table out of 600 and odd people. That's quite impressive, I have to say.
Well, there's plenty of time left.
There is. There's a long way to go. I mean, you know, the fantasy expert there, Billy Bob Coleman in the bottom. I mean, there's plenty of time for him to rise 540th or whatever he is.
I can't get any lower. I'm going to beat the world limbo dancing champion this way, I think.
Indeed. Right, let's have a check through a couple of your comments before we get cracking. Dave Elliott says, evening Toon Review, seen the new shirt, and personally, I love it. And it has no gambling sponsor on it, as because of my religion, I cannot buy or wear our shirts with a gambling sponsors. We are going to come to that, which is why we're doing a little bit of a, Danielle's rant is coming a little earlier in the show tonight, so we can have a good chat about that. Louis says, evening all, there was a video on Facebook of me getting beaten up by a big hairy bloke at wrestling. It's not Billy. Okay. Well, Louis, I've got to say this, but if you recall our conversation at the match last week, you actually admitted to being in the wrestling ring with a woman and getting beaten up by a woman, which is very strange. But we'll leave it there, Louis. I won't go any further.
Fair play.
Absolutely. Her game too and all that. Steve Martin says, good evening all. So much going on today at the club with Bruno contract offer and a new 30th anniversary kit, which has nothing to do with the club. What's your thoughts? Again, we'll come to that. Alvin Messenger, thank you for your $5 super chat. He says, good evening all. Hope everyone is well. I love the new intro. Congrats to Danielle. Bring on Manure. Thank you very much. Steve Martin says, we need a Billy story again. Well, no doubt he'll have one for tonight. I mean, you know what he's like. In fact, we need to do a new segment of sort of a Billy story every week as well on TDR Friday. Just explaining, you know, something from his youth.
You could do a story or beef.
Well, yeah, something from his dating past, I think, which will entertain the fans. I mean, you know, the one last week was just her. I mean, she's had more Rogers than the police radio got me. I mean, that sent me over the edge, to be honest. More pipes than the Mario Brothers. Barney Mins, thank you very much for your £10 super sticker, mate. Really kind, thank you. Cesare, good evening to you. Remember to keep comments respectful. No all caps or duplicates. And, of course, enjoy the show. Yeah, if you do enjoy it, please do hit the like button, guys. And if you are new to the channel, We've had a fantastic influx of subscribers today. I brought a video out earlier on today, and we've gained around 30 subscribers already from that. So
Wow.
thank you very much. So if you are new and you like what you see, this, of course, isn't what we normally do on the Toon Review. This is a little Friday night magazine show that we do, which is just basically to have a good laugh and sort of break us into the weekend with a good laugh. That's what we all need after a busy week. So it's not quite football related, but I have a feeling there'll be a little bit of gripe tonight. So we will see. Louis says was invited on a Man United channel to a preview for the match, and they believe this game will be decided in the midfield.
Yeah, be decided by our Bruno. Game over.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Pedro says, good evening, you beautiful people. Love this channel. Keep up the excellent work, Billy. Lol, only joking. Yous are all fab. Yeah, everyone's got the favourites. Good evening, Paul, Danielle, Alex, and Billy. And even everyone in the chat says, Gary, Carlos, good evening. Mark, good evening. Samsonite, good evening. I do like to say good evening. I don't like missing anybody out, but there's that many come in. It's very difficult. Alvin, good evening all from the US. Hope all lives well. Adam says, evening all. TTR, so happy to finally catch a couple of shows live. So buzzing for the game and confidence at a real high. Dan, good evening. Billy's #1 fan, Mary in the house. Pilo Keith, happy Friday all. Stephanie, hi guys, looking forward to the show. Much love from New York City. That's a very interesting photo, Stephanie.
I love it.
Yeah. Jacka says, evening team. Hope everyone's well and buzzing that we've offered the GOAT a new contract. How are the lads and lasses? The handmade angler was, of course, DJL Floats. It's Darren. Hi all, looking forward to a good show. This is the first time I've ever been confident of a winning at Old Trafford. Even when we beat them last time, it was a shock, but really fancy it on Sunday. David, good evening. Thanks for yet another Toon TTR. Thanks for another show, TTR family. You're a good bunch. Well, we try. Alvin says, hi, Stephanie. It looks like we're neighbours. I'm from CT. Is that Connecticut? It is, isn't it?
I think it is.
Samsonite's getting his popcorn ready. Paul says it's going to be a blast. Well, as long as you're not on camera, it will be with your disgusting Ann Summers catalogue posing. Pedro says, is it Friday already? Roll on Sunday. Can't wait for me Sunday roast. Oh, yes, I think the footy is on as well. Geordie, how are you, man? Good evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Spike, evening, TTR family, ready for a laugh. Good start to the weekend. Shane's joined us. Good morning in Australia. Keen for a good show today. Mark says a few cans and the Toon Review on a Friday. Now better. Cheers, buddy. Keith says the anniversary shirt looks amazing. Hope the first team and the ladies get to play in it. Sorry, Alex. You can mention that, matey.
Oh, yeah. Just about the show tomorrow, a transfer update show.
Yes.
When do we decide on it? 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon?
It is, yes, 2 p.m.
UK time. Yeah. Just to update, because we've got a lot of journalists started to breathe a lot of life into these links we've had, such as with Andre Santos and stuff from Vasco da Gama, and a lot of other players as well. So they've gone from, in the nose or just sort of rumor talk to now a lot of respected journalists are now reporting on it. So I think it's a bit more. I think it's fairer that we can have a show and look at 4 or 5 players now, because there's been a bit more traction. It's a bit more reliable. So
indeed,
tomorrow afternoon we can have a little update, because we do seem very keen, especially with Dan Ashworth's comments about trying to bring in some younger talent, and yeah, should be very interesting. We've got some good names to look at.
Yeah. Hazard says, evening guys, I love a Friday night. Such a shame about Robbie Coltrane. What a fantastic actor he was. Rest in peace. Absolutely. I just heard the news about half an hour ago. Really sad. He was a brilliant actor. Really, really talented. Of course, he was in James Bond as well, wasn't he? Played a villain in James Bond. You don't get to do that unless you've got some talent. And he clearly did. Up the A1 says, evening all, it's a Friday and only one thing to watch, TTR Friday. Don't agree with this 5th strip. We should have had that already in place for the 130th. Either way, it's not the best. Right, well, we may as well do this very, very early doors. Let's just get on with it.
Now the Toon Review gets ready to hear how she really feels. Let's get ready for Danielle's rant. What? Oh yeah, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our ambassador and the voice of reason, Danielle Lawther, with the State of the League.
There you go, Danielle. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I want to start with a little disclaimer, a little caveat, if you like, to say that this is my opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else or, etc. But I just wanted to have a little rant about this, the fifth strip. I mean, for me, when does Newcastle United ever need 5 strips? So I'm a bit annoyed about it for a couple of reasons. So the first reason is the obvious reason that what's going on in the country right now, in the economic climate that we're in, where people can't afford to heat their homes and put food on the table, it's becoming more of a struggle. Obviously, I'm not going to get too political, but it's the absolute clowns that we've gotten down in the street at the minute, not doing any favours. So it just reminds me and takes me back to when I was young and, when I was a child, and I used to pester for a Newcastle shirt. And even then, I think we had a new home strip every 2 years. And it was a real struggle for my parents. I'm from a low-income family. I lived in a council estate. And we didn't have a lot of money. So my mum and dad would go without to make sure that I had my shirt. So I can't imagine what the situation would be for me back in those days, having 5 shirts a season. I mean, it's absolutely appalling. I don't understand. I mean, what's the 130 years all about? Are we going to have another limited edition shirt at 135, another at 140? When does it stop? Another thing, Castore, why are you doing a 5th shirt when you can't even get the orders for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd right? What about all the people that are still waiting for their training tops? Paul, have you got yours?
Nope.
And when did you order yours?
Oh God, July.
I mean, 3 months ago. 3 months ago, you paid what, £40 for a top. You're still waiting for it. So rather than let's fix all the little problems that we've clearly got with our customer service and our dispatch, I know we'll rinse the Newcastle fans again for another £65 shirt and make them wait months for delivery, which is obviously going to be the case. It's an absolute disgrace. And if you like it and if you want to go and buy it, that's up to you. But I just think right now, with everything that's happening, I think it's a poor move. I think it's in bad taste. And read the room, really. That's what I think. All for these brilliant milestones, but where do you draw the line? And let's get a decent manufacturer. Let's get Adidas. Let's get Nike. Let's get someone who can produce something decent. That's just me rant over.
100%. Well said. Spike Milligan, we've got a £20 super chat. Don't like the 5th strip. Looks like wallpaper. Listen, I agree 100% with you, Danielle. I think it's stupid in my opinion. We've got a Castore themselves are just a million miles behind all the top rated firms anyway. I still haven't got the training top that I ordered 3-4 months ago. They keep sending me an email saying, "Oh, it's being delayed again. Your expected delivery date." It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And now they bring out a shirt celebrating 130 years. Why 130 years?
What connection does it have to 130 years?
It's not a special date. It's not it's never been a special date. However, they are bringing it out. Why charge £65 frigging pound for it?
And market as limited edition.
Exactly. Why not just bring it out and say, right, 30 quid for everyone. There you go. It's a celebratory anniversary shirt. Charge 30 quid. But no, once again, the fans are ripped off, as you say, Danielle, and it's a disgrace.
You know what, don't you? You know what? The simple answer to it is, and I can only think that this is the only answer I can think of. Castore are trying to get as much out of Newcastle United they can before they get the Hevo at the end of the season.
But this isn't anything to do with Newcastle United, though. That's the thing. I mean, it will have something to do with them, but it's again Castore trying to milk the fans for money, like every single manufacturer is doing around the world with football kits. 5 kits in a season.
Just
Give me a
hold in.
frigging break.
I
I
know.
remember when Newcastle used to have 1 home shirt and 1 away strip for like 3 or 4 seasons. Now they're bringing out 5 shirts every single season. It's ridiculous. And it's ripping the fans off. And we don't have that kind of money. You know, like you said, Danielle, and very well said, by the way, there is a crisis going on in this country with people struggling day in, day out to even put the sodden heating on. Yet these clowns at Castore come out with a good idea to bring a £65 shirt out yet again.
And I think you have
for
to
no
remember,
reason.
though, for people of this region, this football club is everything. So wearing that shirt, pulling that shirt on, it's a feeling of pride. Walking around the city and everywhere you go with that shirt is an identity that you are black and white and you belong in this city, in this club, etc.
Absolutely.
So regardless of people saying you have a choice to buy it, some people will just feel the need to buy it because it's a Newcastle United shirt, whether they can afford it or not. So I just think it's a bit bad. I think they just need to read the room a bit more as to what's going on. I mean, if this country started levelling up in the first place, maybe wouldn't be in the financial situation would be in the northeast. It's neglected compared to other areas of the country. So that's all I'm saying on politics, because my head will blow off.
What's your thoughts, Alex?
Yeah, I do completely understand, and I agree. I think it was already somewhat controversial. They'd brought a 4th one out anyway, so to then do a 5th, like if they'd have made it a reasonable price and they'd have just done 1/4, like as a special, because they could have done a takeover plus takeover anniversary plus 130 years as a 4th. Maybe arguably that's a bit better, but then because the 4th, what did they release the 4th for? It wasn't for any reason. It just got some print of the city on it.
And they're releasing the training top version of that very soon.
Yeah,
it was for the Brighton game because all of the other kits clash with it.
But
if they'd have brought that black kit out, then
but did you see Brighton's last game, Billy?
Yeah, Spurs wearing blue.
Spurs wearing blue. It doesn't make sense. It's just it's a disgrace. So, it really is.
If they'd have done it as a one-off and they'd have conjoined it with the takeover anniversary and with the 130, maybe they could have gotten away with it. But this is, I think, read the room is completely the right statement. I think, they should have maybe. The owners have tried to collaborate with fans and about the stadium and different things. I think maybe they should have had some sort of a similar idea with this kit. It's a strange one. I don't want to criticize because you don't know who's approved decisions. You don't know whether it's well below them, whether it's a certain manager to do with Castore. It's difficult to know who is the problem or who's done something. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but something's definitely not right. It's a bit strange.
Even if it's the club decision, they're in the wrong, in my opinion. Doesn't matter who's made it. The decision's about a bad one. It's a money grabber decision. Doesn't matter who's made it, whether it be the club or whether it be Castore.
Agree.
Well, speaking of Castore, Chippers has the diarrhea bug as well. It's shit. Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Dangle says, evening, TTR family. He is the smashing man you were at the weekend. Chelsea says, hello, everyone. I hope you're all well. Congrats, Danielle, on your engagement. Just in from work, so able to catch you all live. I swapped for a 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday so I can go home and watch the match.
Lovely.
That's dedication. Dedication, that's what you need. Ronald says, who was the reporter who asked Eddie which Bruno is the best? It was a daft question that he obviously wouldn't answer. We all know it's Bruno G. Go on, Alex.
I'm not sure, but I watched the full press conference and they asked some really dumb questions.
Yeah.
I'm not going to specify because I can't remember who was who and I don't want to, be controversial, but there were some really daft questions. There's a lot of interesting football questions. I mean, fair enough. They were asking, the sort of things that we were talking about on the previous show about how Man United have improved in the last sort of month-ish and they're finding their feet. And it's so, we didn't get to play them before they found their feet. They were talking about that, which is nice and relevant. But some of the stuff was just useless. Funny to hear Eddie Howe's comment about When they mentioned Bruno and Real Madrid, he was like, "Oh, that's the first I'm hearing of it." But then when they mentioned Wilson's comments about not being happy with his Brentford performance, he instantly went, "Oh, you're on about Callum, right?" So he knows. He knows all. He of course he does. He knows all of these things. He was straight in there with the other things, so he'll be well aware.
Yeah, he will be. No doubt. No doubt. The handsome angler says, well, Darren, I never didn't know about Robbie Coltrane. He played a mint part in Still Game. Absolutely brilliant short too. Yeah, certainly was. Ian says, not sure we should change the name of St James's. Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge and Anfield still in place. So should we just change just for money? It's an interesting conversation to be had. I mean, look, it is what it is. We had our say last night. I don't particularly mind as long as St James's Park is still in there. And I think there's many different ways that the stadium name can be made up, Billy, without having to change St James's Park out of it.
Yeah, it's just incorporate that into the name. Whoever the sponsor is, whoever it is, St James's Park works great. And the reason why Old Trafford and Liverpool and whoever he said Stamford Bridge don't is because their FFP level is much higher than anyone else's.
Yeah. A lot of comments coming on your little rant, Danielle. George says, I won't be buying the new top. It's already cost a fortune with 3 kids and a wife that would want one.
That's my exact point.
Yep. Steve says that the new strip is like something that the fat cockney bastard would do.
Indeed.
Castore should learn to resolve their crap tops first before releasing new ones. I won't dare buy one because of the size problems.
Exactly.
Keith says, one of my favorite Robbie Coltrane programs was the Cracker episode with Robert Carlyle.
I still love Cracker.
Yeah. Danielle says, well said, Danielle, with a sense of real perspective. Up the A1 says, Danielle, we totally agree with you. We here have had similar upbringing. Never mind £65 for cheap strip. Ian says, well said, Danielle. Dave seems to be very concerned about me tonight. Sorry, Alex, are you okay now? You look either stoned or half asleep.
Just had a long week, haven't you, mate?
I've just I've had a very long week. I've got no glasses on, and I've cracked open a nice one because it's.
Oh, his glasses are off.
Friday,
That's it.
The glasses are off, and he's drinking some ale. So just give him a few minutes to get that floating around his body, and he'll be back shortly. We need Billy to say something. David says Castore equals the last vestige of the Cashley era. Munch says, well said, Danielle. I'm still waiting on my away kit ordered 2 months ago. It's absolutely disgusting, man. It really is. Call Me Swift says, great points, Danielle. I totally agree with you, but I must admit, I think the new shirt is sexy as fook. Well,
fair.
You know what? Fair enough, but it's Paul Tully says Adidas all the way. Hopefully the club are on it. Tom says the club isn't even 130 years old. It's 141.
There you are. Tom, you're in the wrong job, mate. Whatever job you're in.
Absolutely. The Team Pro top is 105 quid. Yep. Alvin says Castore needs to be replaced. Get a true professional company like Adidas. Chris says, to be fair, there is no gun to anyone's head to buy any shirt. If you can afford one, okay. But if not, don't buy one. Yeah, but the problem is, Chris, it's like Danielle said, it's the pressure that people have to buy these shirts, to be like everybody else. You know what it's like out there in this world, especially with football fans. Football fans want the latest and greatest, right? Whether it be new shirts or any kind of merch that the club bring out, they want to be the same as any other fan. And I know it's not like putting a gun to anybody's head, but at the same time, it's putting the pressure on, Danielle.
I completely agree. And I think when it comes to kids as well, you know what kids are like. It's exactly the same when I was young. I wanted to have the brand new shirt, and I nagged as kids do. I'll be really good if you get us this, or I'll help. I'll wash the dishes for a month if you get us this, and all the rest of it. And eventually, I'd get what I wanted, but I didn't see the real pictures. What sacrifices were being made for that to happen for me. And that's my own personal experience. And I'm sure if people are sitting on wads of cash, then good for you. And if you can afford to buy it, then go for it. But I just think it's bad taste. And that's just my opinion.
It's mine as well. I fully agree with you. Totally agree. Abs says, well said, Danielle. Maybe they could bring out a thermal jumper to keep us warm this winter. Do something useful. Yeah, but the problem is you order that, Abs, and you wouldn't get it till next summer.
You'll get the heat wave next summer.
Absolutely. Pete says, hello all. Loving the shows as always. Dark by Design says, hang on, nobody is being ripped off. It's your choice if you want to buy it. Well, we've just explained why, Dark. But listen, that's your opinion. That's fine. Yes, nobody's putting a gun to a head to buy it, but the peer pressure, the kids constantly hammering you. You know what kids are like. It's difficult. Max says, 5th shirt, Newcastle would have signed this decision off. Well said, Danielle. It's nothing but a money grab by Castore. It's sad. Northy says, if it's true that Ashley has shares in Castore, could he have put it in the contract that they supply NUFC with all these shirts? It's something we probably will never know. It's very strange.
This is why I was unwilling to pin it on anybody, because we don't know behind the scenes the technicalities of some of these deals and how many pies Ashley had his finger in. So
I just think
it might not even be the club. Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, Alex, it's only November and we've had 5 shirts out this season. It's not right. It just isn't. Up there one says it's made for a couple of quid. 10 quid is all we'd pay for. Sorry, but that's our opinion. Gary says, well said, Danielle. I'm very political, but not on here. 100% behind you. Paul Gallant says, hi, Paul. It's there last year, Castore. They're going to make money before they go economic sense, even though they know about money printing.
But is it the last year, though? Is it?
We don't know.
They're in contract until 2024. So are we going to resolve that at the end of this season, or we're going to have to put up with this crap for another year?
Yeah. Spacebar says, because clubs don't want us to wear the green and white one for certain reasons. Well, it's tough shit, that, as far as I'm concerned. If it really is, it's bollocks. Ada says, just wait until we're in Europe and there will be another 2 for that.
That's right. It's right.
Yeah, it is. It is. Malcolm says, good morning, lads and lasses. Heard a report on the radio here in New Zealand that Chris Wood has been told by the club he can leave if he wants first-team football. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if that's the case in January. He's not getting first-team football. Maybe he will want to go on and play.
Well, he's not a versatile forward. He's not going to play on the left or right, and now there's 2 people in front of him. So it's not personal, but he is quite far down the pecking order now, unfortunately.
Indeed.
By all accounts, he's been into see Eddie Howe as well. And he said, why am I in the second team? And Eddie Howe said it's because we haven't got a third team, Chris.
I mean, he's look.
And we're off.
And we're off. Yeah. And we're coming up to the first hurdle. Darren says, was in the Metro Centre to buy my 3-year-old girl a kid 50 quid. Ended up not buying it. But as I'm taking her to the women's game, I'll end up getting it. But £50 for a 3-year-old will fit for 6 months. It's a joke. Yeah, it really is expensive. We've had an $8.99 super chat from John Sinclair, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you, Mr. Sinclair. He says, hi, Paul, Danielle, Billy, and Alex. 2-1 to us on Sunday. Just to say, great show. Off to Turkey tomorrow. Stay safe, my guys.
Say that.
Yeah, of course. And keep up the good work. Share the love to you all and stay safe. How are the lads?
Go and laugh at Deli Ali and Besiktas while you're there.
Yeah.
Have a look out for Istanbul while you're there. A mate of mine works there. Istanbul.
Yeah. He's a canny bloke, isn't he, Billy?
It certainly is. Big character.
Very much a character. But John, please, no Coca-Cola in wine glasses or any of that shit, right? Just enjoy your holiday, man. You never know.
That's a Spanish drink. You've just got to put red wine in it.
Well, yeah, but John puts Coca-Cola in it, which is
that's a thing in Spain. They have Coca-Cola with red wine mixed together. That's a drink.
Yeah.
That wasn't you last Friday, Billy, was it?
No, shame it weren't, actually.
Yeah. I've forgotten the name now. Somebody in chat.
How long did that hangover last, Billy? Just for, like, were you still hungover for the watch-along where you went invisible?
No, he was all right by then.
Just people have sort of, let's just say, caught on to how much alcohol you celebrated with last Friday night.
It was a good night, man.
I went for a whole vineyard. Yeah, I did.
Oh, God, honestly. Christopher says, Bruno apparently going to be offered a new deal by the club. It would be fantastic to see him put pen to paper and commit to being here long term. Christopher, go and watch my video from earlier on today. Dave says space bar, yeah, but they can't stop the fans wearing the third, so we'll telly shop showing us fans. I think not. I got Toon Saudis on the back of mine. Well done.
Can I just mention about that Bruno contract as well?
Yeah.
I had a lot of questions today about whether we'd break our wage structure and how that contract's going to be formulated. I mean, if people want me to answer that, and it'd be nice to air my opinion on this, is I think he deserves the wage structure to be broken. Let's be honest, because everybody who's been performing well, Wilson, he gets injuries. Not his fault, but he is in and out of the team. So that makes it a bit in and ahhing whether he gets a fat contract. As for Isak, he's only just signed. Trippier's got one, but he's a bit older. Maxey's hot. He's brilliant on his day, but he's hot and cold. You know, Miggy's only just coming through. So who are we going to say has been a consistent top-level performer for a decent while now? It's only Bruno. Joe Linton's been great, but I think we can all agree Bruno is on another level. So he's probably the only one deserving, or the most deserving in the team. If we're going to break the wage structure for anybody, it's kind of got to be Bruno. It's not like they're going to give a new player. If they were bringing in a new player that was unproven, you know, a contract that would break the structure, it's controversial, but I think Bruno's earned it now. It's been a long time.
They've got to break that at some point. They can't keep that wage structure.
But this is a good way to break it.
Exactly.
It's not controversial. I think everybody would be kind of okay with it, and then it means that the players, you know, it gives us more wiggle room for transfers, and it's good. It makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't have to be. You can also say to other players, right? You perform, you get the rewards. You know, it's shown that you get rewards for your play as well.
Yeah. Rowan Atkinson is in the house, guys, and he sent a £4.49 super chat. Thank you very much, Rowan. But I think if it was the real Rowan, I would expect a bit more, because I think you've got a bit of clout, Rowan, Mr. Bean himself. But thank you very much. Really appreciate that. There's no comment there, but thank you. Macho Man Randy Chippers says, hello, TTR. Question, how did you four meet? Pretty much on here, on social media. I met, Danielle. I obviously needed to find a replacement for Jade, who stood down from the channel a while back now. And I'd noticed Danielle talking a lot of sense on social media about Newcastle United. And we always wanted a female host on here. And obviously, with Dave Harrison around as well, Danielle knew Dave as well. And she accepted the invitation to come on the channel and has never looked back, basically. So she had a bit of time off a year ago or so. No, less than a year ago, wasn't it?
Just before Christmas.
Just before Christmas, just to take a bit of time out. But then obviously Dave sadly passed away, and we want to continue Dave's legacy on this channel. So me and Danielle feel really strongly about that. I know the other two do as well. But that's how I met Danielle. Billy was simply through YouTube and social media again.
Yeah.
We had a lot of interaction on various channels and stuff like that. And then obviously when Billy became available, we snapped him up 100%, because Billy's not only a funny man, but he's an absolute gent. And, you know, he's one of the nicest guys you could ever wish to meet, speak to, or have any interaction with. So he's
I'm proud to call him my brother. Absolutely.
He's an absolute pleasure to have on the channel, and I'm proud of what he's achieved for this channel as well. He's helped me massively by taking the reins of hosting some shows when I, you know, don't particularly feel very well. It's taken a lot of pressure off my shoulders as well, and I'll be forever grateful for that. And I've got a best mate for life in Billy, so I do appreciate what he does. And Alex, well, he started coming on the fan forum, and I thought, hang on, this guy knows his stats, he knows his shit. But like I've just said about Billy, not only is Alex a fantastic statistician, but he is an absolutely fantastic guy as well. And I know we rip the pee out of each other on a regular basis, but that's what best mates do. And you know, this is a family on here. The hosts, the mods, etc., even the subscribers, everybody. We always say with Clash the Toon Review is a big family. And again, I'm proud to have Alex on the channel. He does wonders for this channel, and he's a top man. And I know I rip him from time to time about never laughing, but trust me, he's got a good sense of humor. He is a great lad, and again, proud to call a best mate.
That's down to Dave. That's purely down to that. You know, there was an expectation to have some calm and somebody to try and wind it back. And
we're like the opposites. It's like me and Paul are the Raj ones, and you and Billy are like the calm ones. Like that's what it is.
I took a lot of inspiration from from how Dave controlled when there was even 10 people on screen. He would be able to, like, we all talk over each other and it's tricky. Nobody talked over Dave.
No,
he just had that about him, and it's something I admire, and it's something I try to emulate if I can, and just try and be calm and collected.
You remember what he was like with Danielle? You remember this mainly, what he was like when I used to take the mickey out of young Annie on the fan forums, and Dave just used to point on camera, and I used to,
Don't.
Right, that's enough, let's move on. Just brilliant. And I think he'd be looking down proud of what the four of us have achieved as hosts on here. And the shows we're doing and what we continue to do. We're not getting involved in any crap on social media anymore. We want to talk about football. We want to be a football channel, and that's what we're doing. And that's what we're always going to do from here on in anyway. So so that answers your question, Mr. Chippers. But it's amazing, people do complain about social media from at times and how bad it can be. But on the flip side, we know there's the trolling and everything, but on the flip side of it, you've got an opportunity to meet new people. And if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have the pleasure of calling these guys best friends and stuff like that. It's you know what I mean? It's incredible, the amount of people that I've got to know through doing this, and everybody else is in that boat. They've got to know people, and it's incredible. So that's the flip side of it, and that's the power it can have on a positive note as well. People that are going through, we've heard so many people come and say thank you for what you've done, especially over lockdown and things like that. And we got involved with the channel then because it's done wonders for my mental health, and that's it. For us to hear that is incredible. It's really nice. And of course, it helps us as well from a presenting kind of perspective as well. David says, you guys have convinced me to crack a big bottle of Leffe Blonde. What the hell is that?
Leffe, it's Belgium.
Well, I thought you might know. Totally agree. Why can't football teams bring a shirt out cheaper for people like me who can't afford £65 luxury when that could get me shopping in for a few days?
Exactly, me
There's
point.
the flip side right there. Get ready for disappointment, guys. I don't think Castore are going anywhere. The club dropped them in it with the Fun 88 debacle, and the club feels it owes them. I don't think we have to owe anything.
It's only one more season after this.
Yeah.
So for the maximum. So, I mean, we can tolerate it for then.
Definitely. Diane says, hi, can you please ask Stato to answer his thoughts on the back page of the Sun paper by Oscar Paul, who said we will have to sell to buy? Cheers.
No, we don't have to sell to buy. We just have to make sure the books are balanced. It depends how we're going to do that. Don't necessarily have to sell to buy. If we get that Noon sleeve sponsorship came out of nowhere, who knows what else is around the corner? He doesn't know that. There might be something that's going to be announced next month or a post-World Cup that might just put another £40 million in the pocket to go and get a play. Like, no, we're not privy to that information. The journalists know more than us, but they might not know that far into the future. And like we've got Romano and Craig Hope reporting on a couple of wonder kids from Brazil. Who are we going to sell to fund them? The quoted price is 25 million. If we're going to go get them, we're going to go get them. We're not going to try and save some pennies and what we're going to do, sell Matt Ritchie to buy a 25 million Brazilian. Like, no, I don't think it's as simple as that. It's seems like quite a dumbed down argument. I don't know the guy. I've not read the article, but there's far more to it than that. And there's far more can happen between now and a transfer window. So yeah, definitely not.
Well said.
Zishan, thank you for your $17.99 super chat, buddy. Really kind for your continued donations. Evening, guys. You don't understand how much this game means to me on Sunday. My muppet of a brother thinks United are going to beat us. We've been arguing all week. I think someone will end up in A&E on Sunday. Oh, Jesus Christ. Steady on, Zishan. Just let our team do the talking on the pitch.
Absolutely.
Buddy. All you need to do is
just remember, a lot of people are putting a lot of emotion into this weekend. It doesn't matter if we don't beat them this time. We are going to be better than them very soon, and we're going to beat them pretty much every other time.
Yes,
so
but we want to beat them, Alex. We want to win on Sunday.
We do.
I want to hammer them.
Adam, I think you've had a bit of Castore with this comment. What's happened with Manquillo? He's just disappeared from the team. We've been playing left backs at right back instead of him.
Very true.
Sorry?
Very true.
He's been bringing Tiger on as a Super Bowl back, hasn't he? So that's
we've got well, we were playing Kraft, of course, when he was fit.
Oh, bless him. I miss Kraft.
Trippier's there. And
Just
Trippier's
'cause
going to be
Another
there.
question that the journalists could have asked.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yes.
doesn't bring headlines out though, Alex, does it? And that's what they're trying to get.
I mean, I think we should send Billy into a press conference, you know.
Yeah, I do.
I think, you know, we as a channel should write to Newcastle United and say, look, we've got a perfect guy to come into the press conference. And I'm sure he'd liven things up, Billy.
Yeah, I do. Bit of music.
Yeah, get your guitar in there.
That'd work, wouldn't it?
I mean, you know what you could have sung, couldn't you? Particularly in this press conference, you know what song you could have sung.
I could have sang the old Trippier Ronaldo hymn, couldn't I?
Absolutely.
With a few changes to words because someone ain't there anymore. There's no Pogba anymore, but I can soon change that.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It would have been perfect.
And I think instead of just talking your questions, Billy, every time they came to you to ask a question, you could sing it. Sing the question to Eddie. And I'm sure Eddie would love that, a bit of your dulcet tones to cheer up in press conferences.
Yes, I do.
I won't get the heat of things, though. It'll be all, we love you, Eddie, we do.
Well, that's true.
Oh, Eddie, we love you. It wouldn't be anything constructive in there. So.
No. I'll give you a bottle of wine before you went in, Billy. That might be a good idea. Andy says already been 4 tops and now a 5th. Had they been released at the same time, we'd have a fair choice. But to release one after another, etc., puts huge pressure on people.
That's fair. That's a really good point. If they'd released everything at the same time, I didn't think of that. That makes it far more neutral.
Indeed.
They could have just done that.
Absolutely. Foxy says, anyone seen the new Corinthians Japanese style shirt? Now, that's a shirt I'd pay £65 for. We released too many average kits at crazy prices. I haven't actually seen that, but
Alex is looking right now. I could see him spring into action.
Dublin Magpie. I haven't heard from you for a while, mate. I hope you're well. If you can't afford to buy it and you're beaten by the pressure, that's on your kids need to learn. Like we did. You get what you were given and like it. And some
that is amazing.
Jumping. Well, wow. Okay. Can you put it on the screen, Alex?
I've got to put my I've got to put my monitor. Give me 1 second.
Stu says, do you think Mike Ashley was purposely damaging our club? Darren Neal said he was amazed how much of a non-entity, empty, soulless shell of a football club we were. Well, he's right. Darren Neal's is right. And that is because of...
Not wrong with you.
Yeah. A Miggy interview's just been released by NUFC, so please go and watch that after the show.
Lovely.
Not now, though. Not now.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll make a nice cup of tea. I'll get an orange club, and then I'll sit down and watch Miggy.
There you go.
Delicious.
There you go. Mason says, John, what shirt you wearing? Man United or Newcastle? Oh, God.
Yeah, we're cool.
Mark says, John, make sure you don't get a rash. Let's have a look. Here we go. Oh, my goodness me.
Which one are we looking at? The one on the left?
Yeah, the Japanese style, right?
It's got hiragana katakana on it.
Hiragana katawata?
Looks like a prison shirt.
It's part of the Japanese alphabets.
Ah, right, okay.
Oh, right.
That's very, very cool.
Wow.
And that's a different one. That's Atlético Mineiro from Brazil. That's a very pretty kit as well.
Jeez.
It's a very lovely kit.
That Brazil national team World Cup shirt at the end is fucking horrendous.
You wouldn't lose anyone in the drop wearing that, would you?
Tie-dye gone wrong.
That's got to be the keeper's top.
But
Stevie Wonder on heart attack. Looks like Stevie Wonder on heart attack. That one at the end.
The eBay price of this shirt, though, everybody's gone mad for
200 quid on eBay.
I was going to I thought I might pick one up, but not at that price. Absolutely not.
You'll be able to get it cheaper somewhere else, Alex. Don't worry. Steve says, coming up to the first hurdle and runny nose is stuck to the rail. Oh, God almighty. Oh, dear. Billy, bless you. Ronald says, the worst top was my home Asics one. It fell apart in months. Or maybe it was the ex's washing. Wow.
You never know what happened to my Asics one, the home strip.
Oh, God.
An amazing story, and it's true. This is actually true.
Oh, dear God.
I was living with a mate.
I'm hovering over that mute button.
No, there's nothing wrong with this at all, but it was eaten by his goat.
I'm sorry?
It was eaten by his goat. That's God's honest truth. It's true.
The goat ate your Newcastle United top?
It did indeed. It hung on the line, and he had a goat in his garden. Rather than mow the lawn, he got a goat to eat the grass. And he hung on the line and came up next day, and the fucking thing had gone, and the goat had ate it.
Well, how do you know? How do you know it had ended, Billy? If it was gone,
it was all over it was all over the garden, strips of it, and most of it missing.
Did it actually come out the other end?
To be
Well,
honest,
he's not hanging around for that.
I wasn't going. I wasn't going to that detail. The fact of the
No.
matter is, half the shirt was all over the ground, and the rest of it was inside this fucking
I'd have
goat.
killed the fucker and turned it into butter.
Well, it hung itself in the end.
Oh.
Oh,
wow.
like
Okay.
my
So
hamster.
poetic
Aw.
justice. It wrapped itself right. It was on a bit of rope. Well,
Did I tell you about my hamster?
No.
Suicidal hamster.
Well, no, we went on holiday to Florida. It was back in 2006, and Olivia was she was only 4 at the time, but she had a hamster. But we left the hamster in the
Oh yes, you did say this.
in the extension, and it self-combusted in the heat. So that was lovely to come back home to. It's crazy talking about these animals that. Never mind. Watch out for those penguins, John. Yes, I mean, John, how you regularly talk about penguins in Florida and stuff like that, man. Watch out for those penguins in Torquay. They'll come for you, they'll hunt you, and they'll eat you. ADB, hi, long time no see, Dublin Magpie. Indeed. But he's here. He's in the house.
Nice to have you back.
Like
John
ADB's
Sinclair.
football manager profile picture as well.
Yes. Indeed. Tom says, I had Jack Daniels and red wine once. I passed out. A while later, I drank a bottle of red wine to myself and ate a Chinese takeaway. Resulted in pink noodles regurgitated. Never drank red wine since.
Oh, Tom.
Is that where we're going now? Talking about different
That's what's known as Chop Huey.
Oh, yeah.
Chop Huey, get in! Yes. By the way, I mean, mine was mainly liquid, which was strange.
How
But there
weird.
was a bit of
Which end?
Well, actually, it wasn't so much the brown rain. It just, it was a little softer than normal, Bill. You have to say. But,
Oh my God.
when it came upwards, though, there was a couple of what I didn't understand was I had Marifat peas with me tea last night, and there was only a couple of, the shell of the Marifat pea. There was a couple of them came up, and the rest was just liquid. And I thought, well, what the hell is going on here? Where has this come from? Because my tea didn't come up. It was just a couple of skins off the Marifat peas. It was strange, but never mind.
Well, that's me not having Marifat peas ever again.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Keep
Mark
most of it
Watson,
down.
thank you for your £4.49 super sticker. Really kind. Thank you very much. Sorry, Billy, what was that?
You'll keep most of the peas down. Just the shallots will come out, apparently.
Oh, yeah. But
Same-
sweet
same
corn's
with
different,
the-
though, because sweet corn you don't digest it. That just comes out the other end. What's the point of it? Can I just say, right, what is the point of eating sweet corn, right? Because you eat it, but it doesn't digest. It just comes out as a sweet corn.
Not
in
all
your
of
poop.
it.
Well, it does. When my dog eats sweet corn, when she goes and lays the dog eggs in the garden, the sweet corn's still there. It's like you could just wash it and put it back in the tin and nobody
Oh,
would know
how
anything.
She
weird.
goes and lays the dog eggs. I've never heard that before.
Well, dog eggs, they're just dog eggs, laying the dog eggs. But, I mean, it's weird. I mean, Billy, do you have any explanation of that?
No, absolutely none whatsoever. But I have noticed the same phenomenon a few times
Indeed.
in different things.
Chewing gum as well. If you swallow chewing gum, that comes out the other end.
Oh my God.
You ever had a barium meal? That's the
If
worst.
you eat chewing gum, right, and you look in the toilet, you look at the poo sticks floating, you'll see the chewing gum still there. It's weird.
Barium meal's the worst. I once did a fluorescent pink turd after a barium meal. That's true as well. They give this liquid that you got to drink, and it's the fizziest thing you'll ever taste. And you drink it, and they say, "Don't burp," and you went, "Burp, sorry." You're not meant to burp. Okay, so you have it again, and they give this pink liquid in. It's fluorescent pink, and it's so they can get into your body and they can see if you've got ulcers or whatever. This is years ago.
Yeah.
And they put it on this table, spin you around so it goes all over your body, which is fine. They did all that. And,
They spin you around.
yeah, just so all this stuff goes throughout your body, so it goes into your stomach lining.
I had, Billy, when I got it's funny you should say that, but when I had my my scan for when they first found the Parkinson's, I had to have a liquid injected into us so it they could see it highlighted something in my head. I don't know what it was, but I did have to go on one of those spinny machines that.
This is like two old ladies sharing their broken hip stories at a bus stop.
Anyway, suffice to say, when I actually did go to the toilet, this fluorescent pink thing came out. It was unreal.
Billy, if I laid a poo stick that was fluorescent pink, I think I was
it was
really
like Play-Doh,
active, man.
It was like Play-Doh. That's what it was like. Didn't have the same consistency though. I don't think.
Getting stomach pains again. That's not a good sign, is it? Oh. Anyway, Samsonite says cola and red wine must be the cheapest you can get. Half and half with a slice of orange. Really, really good on a hot day.
That's
sounds good.
That's the drink.
Wow, I've never heard of that. Mary says, I find the hangover doesn't last that long if you eat it with it. Eat what though, Mary? What are you talking about? No, I'm not going there. Willie says, Alex, what do you think the Bruno deal is? 150k a week for 4 years?
I mean, he's arguably now on somewhere between 100 and 120, isn't he? So I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know where they're going.
That's what I say.
It seems to be somewhere between 100 and 120, 125 is where the top earners seem to be at roughly, and that seems to be Trippier, Chris Wood, potentially Isak. So I don't know. It depends how far they're willing to push the boat out. I mean, what was Tottenham's wage cap? I think they capped themselves at about 200-ish, didn't they, for the longest of times under Pochettino, and tried to maintain that wage structure. So maybe we'll follow a similar model. I don't know what the cap's going to be, though. It depends how much they're going to try and use incentives. Because they could, when we get a top 10 finish, when we first qualify for a European competition, when we first qualify for Champions League, when we first, that they can put a lot of different incentivized things into a contract in terms of appearances as well, goals, and it just depends. It could do it in a number of ways.
Haaland's contract's full of bonuses like that, isn't it? Where he
potentially. So
and it's safe to say he's going to get them bonuses.
And more.
Yeah. George says, do you not think the Bruno's Real Madrid story coming out a couple of days ago before we give him a new improved contract was employed by his agent? Don't mind the new contract for him. He deserves it.
I agree.
Every chance of that, George. Every chance. That's how agents work, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It is, but I don't think Bruno would like that. I don't think he's that type of person, to be honest. I may be wrong.
I don't know, mind. When it comes to a bit of moolah, you never know.
Well, I know, but
interestingly enough, Bruno's agent is the same agent who represents this Andre Santos from Vasco da Gama that we're talking about tomorrow. So
interesting.
Same agent.
That is interesting. Here we go.
Thomas says, I bought 2 Toon baby bodysuits at the club store, 60 quid.
Wow, Thomas.
Unbelievable. But I can understand you buying them, Thomas, while you were over here and then, taking them back with you. That's understandable. Still a lot of money. Angelica says, Billy's the dude.
Thanks, Angelica.
You're a dude, Billy. A dude. Says, it's a really strong team, best on YouTube, but I think Stato is a Bruno level signing.
I agree. I completely agree.
Well, yeah, I agree with that, but I'm a Bruno level host, surely. I start the whole thing.
Bruno Brooks.
What?
Bruno Brooks.
Oh, you cheeky twat. I don't have a mullet, Billy, for a start. I mean, I know he doesn't have a mullet now, but Bruno Brooks.
I mean, you might. You
might if you had hair.
The viewers have never seen you spin around in your chair, have they?
Yeah, go on.
You never know.
You could have one of them. Could have one of them.
Actually, don't fall off. Don't.
Yeah, I'm not spinning around in my chair tonight. Not after the week I've had. Definitely not. No. That's the last thing I need. Joe says, my mate supports Man United and I hate the fans. They're so far up their ass. He's saying they will thrash us 3-0. We will see, mate. We will see.
Have you met Sven Botman?
Yeah, we know what they're like. We know what they're like. Call Me Swift says, Jesus, Paul, you're going to make me tear up. What a lovely thing to say about everyone. You guys are awesome. I just speak the truth. Martin says, note of thanks to all 4 of you. Your unending humor and positive outlook makes a real difference in dark times. You may not ever really appreciate the difference that you have made. Many thanks.
Oh, how kind.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you. Well, good. Cheers, Martin. It's great. Nice to hear things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Macho Man Randy Chippers, brilliant story. Thank you. Eddie B says, agreed, Paul. Also was nice to meet you and Alex at St. James's. Thanks for the COVID, mate. I didn't have COVID.
You've had it more times than blooming. I don't know anyone else.
I
that's
have
had it more
never
than you.
ever made a fuss about having COVID or anything
I
like
know,
that.
I know. I mean, you're not wanting to complain when you're ill, are you?
Absolutely not. No.
No.
Francisco says, you four are class. I'm very happy to have found you guys 4 months ago. You are special. Keep it up.
As
Thank
are you,
mate.
my
And
friend.
yes, as are you. You're an asset of the channel now, Francisco. And we're pleased that you met us.
You're damn right.
Yeah. By the way, I heard a very strange. I was sort of nodding off in bed the other night, and Susan was still flicking through. I think it was TikTok or something, and she came across what I think is like a film promotion, and I swear to God, it was the spit of Francisco's voice, and I actually sort of sat up and went, "That's Francisco." And we listened to it again, and we were both convinced that was him. But listen, any American accent with a deep voice now, it's Francisco. You know, he's promoting every show going. Tom says, Leffe Blonde, a canny nice Belgian Abbey beer.
Lovely.
Brewed by monks.
Is it?
I think so. If it's an Abbey beer.
Monk, I know monk.
You what?
Monk, I know monk.
Oh, no. Hey, listen, I'm preparing myself for that show later on. I am just,
After Tuck, I don't know anymore.
Try who?
Oh, will you just shut up? Tom says, why on earth would anyone read a scummy rag like The Sun? Avoid. Yeah, they don't, they're not very popular anymore. Mary says, my brother was the one who introduced me to the Toon Review. I generally find this channel a great place to come to. Thanks, Mary. Paul says, pounds will be fine. New shirt sponsor incoming. Potential stadium renaming. The owners will get far better value for the club than previous owners ever did. Southern media is always stirring the shit. Take no notice. Absolutely.
They have been stirring a lot in the last week with,
yes, they have.
Yes, they have.
with Eddie Howe and Bruno and people getting replaced and different transfer links.
And Karen Brady can shut up as well.
Yes.
There's a lot that they are deliberately trying to stir it up.
Yeah.
It's probably for the Man United game.
Of course that's what it's for.
Of course it is.
The nation's favourites in their eyes, aren't they? Let's be
yes,
honest.
of course they are. Tom says, Man United are all fart and knee shite. Well, that's certainly not what me and Billy have been through this week. We certainly had farts and shite. Where's Danielle gone? Wow, she's disappeared.
Mentions of farts and shite.
Vanished.
Yeah. Billy would have them all laughing at the press conference. He certainly would. There is no doubt about that. Steve says, we seem to play better against the so-called bigger teams, so I'm expecting another great performance. Did you hit the wrong button there, Danielle?
The cat, sorry.
The cat.
She's right
okay.
here, sorry.
Yes. Not that Dipsy. She does anything. Anything. Ian says, Billy in the press conference, Pope or no Pope? Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
But actually, I could literally ask that, couldn't I?
Yeah. You could. Tom says there needs to be a rule on this channel. United equals NUFC. Really winds me up that NUFC fans would refer to any other side but as United. It does my head in. But John Sinclair's a real problem with that. Well, probably because he's a red. Shane says Garang Kual had a solid game for Australia under 20s this morning. That is good to know.
Nice one.
Alvin says, Paul, what's the chance you could get Amanda and Dad on for a show? Seeing that the Toon Review is the #1 Newcastle United web show, that would be awesome. Well, we're trying. Put it this way, we are trying. Let's just see what happens. You never know. Dave says, who gave the asset to the Brazil shirt designers? Yeah, that was mad. That was really mad.
I've still got it on my screen. It's a bit disorientating, to be honest.
Yeah. Carlos says, I hope the RSPCA am watching. Well, that along with the Chinese government, the French government,
Our government.
Good evening,
all
China. Good evening,
basically.
France. Indeed, yeah. But we don't have a problem with any other countries. Us on here, we just get on with it. Abs says more chocolate. Oh, no, we're not getting into that. Oh, wow. No. Now we're seeing we're coming into the area where we were talking about sweet corn, right? So, Jules is going to throw up. Mark says nut brittle. Anyone for pizza, says Mary. Sweet corn, says George. Space bar. Yep. Green. Gary says maybe you should chew your food. It doesn't matter if you chew sweet corn; it's still pop suit.
I've
Mark
had
says-
sweet corn when I've not even eaten sweet corn.
Right, Billy. I think you need to see a doctor about that. Yeah,
And carrots when you're sick. There's always nice carrots in it, isn't there?
there is carrots, but there wasn't in mine. I don't know. I don't know. Worst taste ever: picking up a can at a party after it's been used as an ashtray and fag dumps in it. Lush. Oh God. Oh. Mark says an arse like the Japanese flag. That's pretty much describing Billy's week. Cesre's on want poo sticks. Yeah. Poo sticks floating, you know. You see them in rivers sometimes as well, you know, when the tramps just bend over in the water and, you'll see a few poo sticks floating past if you're fishing or something. Go, oh, I don't want to catch that.
Or in Trafalgar Square when the Mackhams have been there.
Indeed, yes. There was a lot of poo sticks in that pond, wasn't there? Peter says, why is it when you Huey, it always has carrot in it, even if you've not eaten any? Well, mine didn't, just the little shells of the poor marifat peas. Samsonite says, why would you give a dog sweet corn? You're trying to make it into a vegetarian. Well, no, I'm not saying that, you know, if you just spill a couple of sweet corn on the floor, you know, Elsie is like she's an assassin when it comes to picking food. You drop food, you don't have a chance of regaining it because she's there. And then you go and pick the poo sticks up or the dog eggs up on a morning and you know, in the bag, and you'll see that the sweet corn there, and you think, and you look at it and you think, God, if I washed that and put it back in the tin, nobody would know any different.
I mean, I don't know anyone who actually thinks that. Like, you know, I don't think I'd think that.
The Johnny Green Giant said
Steve says, my son is going to use that one at school, the goat ate his homework. If they don't believe him, he will tell them to ask Billy Goat. Yes,
true, that is a true story, 100%.
Absolutely. Julie says, I'm sure there's an apology to those who are having their dinner. Well, if you're eating at this time of night, then no, it's not the time. Ronald says, when I have benched out live manholes, it really does have sweet corn in the... What the hell?
Oh, my God.
Jim Clyte.
What's Jim Clyte?
I think it's rhyming slang, obviously.
Oh, for shite. Okay. Well, I've never heard it put like that before.
Who the hell is Jim Clyte?
Jim Clyte? I've never heard it used as Jim Clyte before. I've heard of the Eartha Kits and, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Christopher says Linda Blair brought up mushy peas in The Exorcist. Oh,
she did.
Oh, God.
Daniil says crap conversation has taken on a new meaning. Indeed, it has, Daniil. Call Me Swift says true story. The first time I drank G Fuel, my ass was bright green. Oh my God. Max says B&Q have a color chart, not crown, just brown. Oh, Jesus wept. Oh dear. Welcome to care in the community for the older generation, Alex.
Ale milk sour.
Chipper says, Billy, did you shit out Morphy? Oh God, Morph. Dear God. Alan says, so if it was like Play-Doh, Billy, what did you make of it?
Oh God.
Jesus Christ. Jules says cherry-aid and rice pudding. That was horrific, is all I'm saying.
Oh,
cherry-aid and rice pudding.
Jules.
Abs then goes on to say, welcome to any TDR new subscribers. Yeah, this show is a little different to the football ones we normally do. And you can see Alex's disgust in the bottom right-hand corner. You can just see when these things are said, Alex just puts his head down and says, what am I involved in here? It's a weekly occurrence for Alex. But if Billy pops a joke, you'll see Alex laugh. But me, oh God, no. The head just goes down. I start talking about sweet corn and poo sticks. He'll drop his head and think, nah, I'm not getting involved. George, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, if Paul is going to wash poo, then I'm not going to accept any sweets for him at the match. I didn't say that. I didn't say I would wash. I said, no, I said if you wash the sweet corn, people wouldn't, you know. Dave says, as someone who suffers from ulcerative colitis, these undigested pea skins are full of fiber, which help retain water in the stools to help it move through. So my gastro quack tells me. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. So what you're saying is I should have picked up those pea skins and
no.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Well, you just don't know, do you? I it is how it is. Roy, good evening. I'll read Danielle and the lads. For the first time in over 20 years, I look forward to playing them lot at Old Trafford. A point minimum and 2-2. It's going to be a goal fest.
It's going to be a Desmond.
Yeah, Desmond, yes. Cesare says, welcome to the Poo Review Show. Subscribe now. Indeed. I mean, look, one day we may talk about the different kind of poo sticks you can lay. You know, some are blind eels, some literally curl up like an elastic band. You know,
Nutty bars.
Yeah, some look like Snickers if you've had a particularly bad meal the night before. You know, it could be anything. I mean, you know, look, it's life. People poo. Ali says, I think a conservative 2-1 win. I think Joe Linton will score first and Willock will get the winner. Interesting. But it is now time for this.
So, you just had to open your big damn mouth, did you?
What a shame.
Well, now it's time for all those know-it-alls out there
Shameful display!
to get shamed by Stato.
No.
Right, who is it this week on your hit list, Alex?
Aston Villa and Aston Villa fans.
Oh,
I like this.
yes. Go on then.
Good club, good stadium, good players, but for some reason certain fans are trying to again conjure up more rivalry, and it's very peculiar. Because they could be a likable club, but they're trying to make enemies for some random reason, giving it quite a lot of big I ams, despite the fact they're on a -4 goal difference. They're 3 points above the drop zone, having a torrid time. There's pressure on Gerrard. He's used his interview today to say that he sees, was it the Chelsea game? I think it's Chelsea they're playing, as a challenge to prove everybody wrong. Well, I don't think he's proved anybody right so far in the final 6 months of last season or in the start to this one. There's also a funny video floating around on Twitter, which is rating a bunch of their players versus a bunch of our players, like 1v1 positionally, and basically just clean sweeping most of it for Aston Villa players. And just a few examples. So you guys can join in with this. Matty Cash and Digne better than Trippier.
According to him, yeah. According to Villa Watch, he was, wasn't he? What they were, weren't they?
No.
Definitely not.
He's an absolute tool, by the way, here, whoever that guy is.
Yes. We thinking Coutinho better than Maxi at the moment?
Nope.
Not at the moment. Definitely not. Douglas Luiz or Boubacar Kamara better than Bruno at the moment?
Absolutely not.
Definitely not. Are we thinking Tyron Mings or Konsa are better than Sven Botman?
Oh, give me a
Fabian
break,
Schär?
man. Give me a break.
No, I didn't think so either. Martinez and Robin Olsen better than Nick Pope?
Wow.
No, okay, right.
Martinez
There's more.
Martinez is a
Martinez
close
is
one,
a canny
to be fair.
keeper. Yeah.
Is he better than Nick Pope, though?
I think they're on the same lines. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say
Well,
one's better than the
it's
other.
not
to be
clear
honest.
cut. It's
definitely
which
not
is part of the
clear-cut.
point. Ollie Watkins better than Callum Wilson?
No.
Nope. Danny Ings currently better than Callum Wilson?
No.
No.
They've not got much of a leg to stand on here. I mean,
No.
you could argue players like John McGinn are ahead of people like Longstaff and maybe Willock.
I like
although
John
Willock's
McGinn
playing
as a
really
player.
He's
well.
a good player, but I don't think he's as good as Willock.
No,
So-
maybe he's not. No.
They really are pulling at straws here and trying to create some random rivalry. But maybe it's because they don't really have a lot from that region in the Premier League. I thought they would have been trying to maybe have a bit of rivalry with Wolves this season. Seemingly not. They're just swinging for random clubs, and it's very bizarre. I think they've got a lot of good players and they're a good team. I think they need a new manager, and I think they need somebody who understands the players and is going to play a good system.
Indeed.
But yeah, for any Villa fans out there, we're not your enemy. Like a lot of us tried to say at the back end of
we're
last
not your
season
friend
that
either,
we'd well,
Because
exactly.
Alex, they've been jealous of us for years, mate. They've been jealous of us for years.
They
Champions
have.
League football,
And it's going to get even worse.
And that sub on the time banner and that who's your next
Oh,
banner.
yeah.
I understand that. But at the end of the day, we want people to break this top six hoodoo. It was brilliant when Leicester won the Premier League. It was
Yes.
nice to see West Ham doing well last year.
Yes.
We should be, kind of united in that and trying to make a better, fairer, more competitive league that's interesting. We don't have to hate everybody. So it's pretty obvious that they tried to break away and do a Super League. They're being quite shady with transfers, not loaning out to anybody who is possibly going to be a competitor. Fair enough, that's business, but I'd be more concerned with us turning all of our attention towards the top six, with traditional top six, and not so much, attacking each other.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Yeah, Villa.
Villa
I mean,
can't
that's
do
a
that
very
though.
diplomatic answer.
While they're in the
It
bottom
is.
six, they're having trouble to look at the top six, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Exactly, they're a long way off.
For the bottom
We're
five,
getting a
or
lot of
Midlands
comments about the carrots in vomit.
Oh my God.
Tony says the carrots you see when you're sick aren't carrots. It's actually the lining of your stomach.
clubs.
No.
Wow.
I think I've picked one of them out and eaten it before as well. Shit.
Oh,
Billy.
Well, you're just repairing the lining on your stomach, Billy, to be honest. You just send it back in there to do its work.
It makes sense. I fell over in the dark afterwards, so it's probably right.
He's back, everybody.
Andy says, I've been told it's carrots. It's not carrots, it's a stomach lining. Julie says the same thing. Ada says, this is a sick show. It is indeed. ADB says, floating turds. Isn't that the Mackham swimming baths? Yeah, probably, yes. You jump in the water and those poo sticks float by. It's horrendous. Francisco says, reminds me of that Caddyshack scene with Bill Murray. Yeah. Jules says, if you get invited to Paul's, please, God, refuse the sweet corn.
Can do a Billy 1-0.
And the carrots.
Brentford are beating Brighton, which means we're still in the top six.
Yes.
Tasty.
Mark says, I had a lovely corned beef and onion sandwich for lunch today.
No, keep it in, mate.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, if the game on Sunday doesn't go to plan, I'm in the mush and I'll rewatch tonight's show. I'll cheer us up no end. Thank you, Dave. Gary says, I'd like to see the hosts do that world's smelliest fish challenge.
No.
Oh, God.
What do you have to do?
It's tinned. What is it, Billy? It's.
Well, I don't know, but just smelly fish makes me feel sick thinking about
it's fish, but it's fermented fish.
Oh no, I'm a celebrity. No.
But you know what? I'd be fine because I don't have a sense of smell because of my Parkinson's disease illness. I can't smell anything. So
you're going to do it then?
You could put it in front of me and I wouldn't even flinch because I can't smell nothing. But that's just the way it is. Geordie Howayman says, I'm Jill Clyte and so is my wife. Wow. Mark says, I believe you, Bill. I had a pig ate my new coat, the fucker. Christopher says, I hate vomiting, especially when some of it comes out your nose. I've never had that problem, I have to say.
I've got it's dreadful.
No. I mean, mine was pretty horrific last night, but it didn't come out my nose. It really didn't. Billy made morph with sweet corn eyes. Keirith says, P.S. I am Rowan Atkinson. What a surprise, Keirith. I did have me hunch. Darren says, eat your 5 fruit and veg a day. Mine comes out the same. Can't be that good for you.
Does Terry's chocolate orange count as one of your 5 a day? Because I've had one today.
Probably
I'm
not.
not so sure it does, Billy, to be honest.
But I mean, it's very misleading because it does say Terry's chocolate orange. So I can see where you went for that. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Kira says, instead of the Toon review, it's the stool review tonight. Dear me. Alex is thinking of the statistical possibility of poop hitting the water and not splashing against pebble dashing every centimeter of the porcelain. Francisco says, during this conversation, Alex is changing more colors than his microphone. Julie J says, do you really know, V? Plenty of shit going around. Alex, blink twice if you need help. Oh, dear me. Gary says, I think there's too much crap being spouted on the show tonight.
Try not to
Mark
blink
says,
now, so it
lighthearted
doesn't
banter,
look like I'm
nothing
panicking.
better. Indeed, exactly. You have to let your hair down. Roy says, a spoon of olive oil first thing in the morning and you'll never have a smoother day. Well, thank you for that, Roy.
Billy, don't try it tomorrow.
That's what Popeye said, wasn't it?
Stop. Oh, dear. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dave says, those people who poop in the streams, Paul, were they in Riverpoo? Riverpoo. Oh dear. Tom says, "Who's that on the right on the shamed by Stato graphic? It looks like Putin."
But
Well, it's definitely not Putin, man. It's a cartoon that I pinched. Justice says, "Hot ginger wee squirting from your bumhole." Well,
This is getting a bit Four Horsemen now. Let's move on.
Well, Danielle, it's what the viewers want to talk about. If they want to learn things by what happens in your digestive system, we are here to educate.
Oh, what?
Well, some.
I'm too sick to
Tony
educate
says,
anyone.
"Good stadium, good fans." Are we talking about the same Villa? Yes.
Exactly.
I was trying to be
Indeed.
kind. I did go to a game. I went to Villa Park a few years ago when they were still in the Championship when John Terry just signed. I think they played Ipswich and they had about 17k turn up, which is woeful considering what we get at St James's Park.
Indeed. Tom, you're going to have people hunting you, especially one of the mods. Brummies are a bit weird, to be honest. Birmingham is a fairly ugly place. Lots to do, though.
Uh-oh.
he's right what he says, to be fair to him. There is lots to do there.
Well, yeah.
Like leave, for instance.
Billy.
I mean, it's appropriate because it's Gabi Bonloh's birthday today, so he deserves a bit of...
Oh, well, there you go.
Happy birthday, Gabai.
Well, yeah.
This is Gabi 74 goals in 11 years as Aston Villa's top scorer.
Yeah.
Top 11
years.
Dark by Design says, "That fish is from Norway." It is. You can get fermented shark from Iceland as well, says Martin.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Custard slices.
Oh, here we go.
Why would you bring custard slices up, Billy? What's wrong with
Somebody said Iceland.
Because you said you get a fermented shark from Iceland.
custard slices a pound? Get a free bag of sausage rolls. Anyway, right. It is now time for this.
Okay, Toon Army, get your plates ready, cause our chef is about to slice them, dice them, marinate them, and serve them hot. Let's get ready for Billy's Beef.
Come on then, Billy. Who's on your beef menu this week?
You know, it's been hard this week. It's not been very well, but I'm thinking it's 2022, and yet no one's found a cure for the common cold yet. It's ridiculous. You know, they cure everything these days, you know, and thankfully so too, obviously. But why not the frigging common cold, the most obvious and most common bloody illness you can get? Why can't they cure that? Is there too much money involved in it, maybe? I don't know.
Very annoying.
Make a lot of money out of paracetamols and anodines and Lemsips. I don't know. I guess that's the reason. Oh, Christ, it's just 2022 and I feel like shite just because I've got a cold. Pathetic.
I mean, vitamin C, Billy. I'm doing what Tom's doing.
Yeah, have some Barocca.
I'm taking a vitamin C tablet every day now with zinc.
You're saying wine's a cure? Is that what you're saying, Danielle?
Barocca.
Is that wine?
No.
Barocca's not a wine, Billy.
Oh, that's Rioja. That's Rioja.
Maybe it is in Coventry.
I mean, if you want to, Billy, crack on. It might feel a bit better after a couple of glasses.
Christ on a bike. Yeah, I think you're right, Billy, to be honest. It's very strange.
It's so annoying though, isn't it? It's so annoying because it's like you just get them and it just takes you off your feet, man. I hate having a cold. I hate not being able to breathe at night. Oh,
people in the chat saying about flu jabs. It's not flu I've got, it's a cold.
Yeah, flu jab won't do anything. But listen,
don't do a cold jab, do they?
No.
The cold, I mean, man flu is a real thing. And I think, you know, what did you put your head down there for, Alex? You know it's a real thing.
Is it not just flu?
Well, no, man flu is just the common cold, I think. Basically, as soon as a man has a sniffle, they have man flu. But listen, I swear down on Vic Sinex made to keep my nose clear when I've got a cold. But the problem is it sort of hides up that nose for a certain amount of days. And then all of a sudden, I literally have to stick tissue in my nose. It runs so much and I get sick of blowing it. Yeah. It's Christ, it's horrible. Carlos says my dog is having some rabbit's ears, good for digestion. Yeah, I give Elsie cows and rabbit's ears quite often.
It stinks though.
Looks like Brentford's got a penalty. Looks like Brentford's got a penalty, guys.
Really?
I wonder who's going to take that.
It could be Ivan Toney, I'm
I
thinking.
sold him. He's gone.
One step, Tony. So we have some commentary, shall we?
Well, he'll score.
But he just spat on the floor, put it that way. He's just gobbed a massive greenie out. He's took his 2 steps backwards. He's going to do it again, I think. Yeah, he's just hauled one up. Yes, he's done it again. 2 spits. Gone for 3. Could he gets to keep the? I don't know what he gets to keep if he does another one.
I really don't want to know what he gets to keep if he spits 3 times.
1, 2. Sanchez is bouncing around on the goal line. Here comes Tony. 1, 2, and straight into the corner. I sent him the wrong way. 2-0 Brentford.
He's a very good penalty taker. That's.
Otherwise, he's not a very nice human being. I don't like his reaction.
He was a miserable twat last week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you see him like that? Like when he was to the Newcastle fans. Do you know?
Yeah, but we're unsure whether that was to the Brentford away fans or whether that was to the Leazes end.
Nah, that was to the Leazes end. That was 100%.
Yeah.
He didn't look up. He was looking right directly in front of him. So for me,
if the scores stay the same, then it's us in 6th, Brentford Brighton 1 point behind us in 14th. Oh, same points on us as us actually, but we've just got a much better goal difference. And then Brentford in 8th with 13. So
and then when we turn Man United over on Sunday, I mean,
they're 1 point ahead of us on 15. So if we beat them, we leapfrog them. Into 5th, and then it's on Chelsea to win. Otherwise, we'll be in 4th. So.
Holy crap!
Carlos says his dog eats raw food. Raw food is what I feed Elsie as well now, and that's why I mean about dog eggs, because they hardly ever, they eat raw food and it all goes into the system, so very little comes out the back end, which is a lot easier. So it's really good. Ab says, I love Billy's glance alongs for these shows. V says, Billy, seriously, you don't need to comment on every spitting second.
Well, it was right in front of me, to be fair.
I couldn't tell if you were counting run-up steps, run-back steps, or gobbing. I wasn't sure what you were counting.
I love the fact that you just said gobbing, Alex, to be fair.
Gobbing, I know, that's a proper Geordie phrase. He gobbed on us like how he gobbed on us. Anyway, it's time for this.
You wrote it. You posted it. Now deal with the consequences. Let's find out who our winner is for Comment of the Week.
Well, there is only one winner for Comment of the Week, and that is our very own Billy Bob Coleman. I am awarding him Comment of the Week for his comments in last Friday's show regarding more Rodgers than a police radio. I think it was
a classic.
As well as more pipes than the Mario Brothers. That quote there, it nearly sent me off my chair. So well done to Billy Bob Coleman. He is the winner of Comment of the Week this week. So well done, Billy.
You wrote it. You posted it. Now deal with the consequences. Let's find out who our winner is for Comment of the Week.
I didn't mean to hit that button again, but there you go. You heard it a second time, so whatever. Right. Now, the final part of the show, as everybody knows, is something where I get quite angry because, quite frankly, it's a load of bollocks.
It's only a game. It's only a game.
Now, listen. Abs says, wasn't that last week? No, it was 7 days ago, which is part of the same week. So there you go, Abs. And
he's getting annoyed already. Look, here we go again. He's getting in the mood for it.
Now, hopefully there won't be any bishop boners or whatever it is that Billy makes.
Can I just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's 7.
Uh-oh.
So you're on day 8 there. But you carry on. It's fine.
How many days are in a week, you bellend? 7, right?
Mate, you saw the counting.
When have you known 8 days in a week? Last Friday was
It's not. That's why it's the following week. That's why it's not. It's the next week.
You absolute chuff fart, right? It is my decision. Billy gets Comment of the Week. Boil your heat in acid, right?
That's
Billy.
quite nice.
Right. It's now time for this, you bunch of bellends.
And now, it's time for Paul's favorite game, Saint or Ain't, where our fine contestants show their saintly knowledge of names based on wherever the hell Billy found them. Let's see who will win today's edition of Saint or ain't. Take it away, Billy Bob.
And just to let you know, I left the woman with the boobies in now because it's a weekly porn hub for chippers. So there you go. Right. Cesare says Paul's comment of the week turned into Paul's rant of the week. 12 days. Oh, piss off! Get off me back! Carlos says he gets his dog food from Durham Animal Feeds. Exactly where I get it from as well, Carlos. It's very good. Right, come on then. Take it away. Who's the champ?
I think Alex is the reigning champ twice in a week.
Alex would again 2 weeks running.
Double winner.
It was so nice. He had to do it twice.
Oh my goodness me!
I need to get my pen out for this, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah, get your pen out.
Anyway, while I was thinking about doing this week, I thought about actually when I was at school. Strangely enough, and our class was unique. Our class was unique because
I bet it was.
We was the only class in Coventry, and it was in the Coventry Evening Telegraph that had.
They had one class in Coventry.
One class.
Yeah. It had four saints' names. Well, I say saints' names. We had a George in our class who was born on St. George's Day, an Andrew who was born on St. Andrew's Day, a David who was born on St. David's Day, and Pancake.
I'm sorry.
And Pancake.
Bishop
on Pancake Day.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Pancake Day, yeah, Pancake. And you all laugh. You say you're laughing about it, but I tell you what, at a certain time of year, he was the favourite of the month. I'm telling you, because all the girls, all the girls in the year wanted to. Anyway,
There's no mother then, was there?
Right, come on then. Let's get on with this.
I think we do this as we did last week. So it's numbers 1 to 15. This way, I'm not choosing who gets each one.
Oh man,
makes
Why
it better.
is all stressed?
I can't be accused of bias, then, can I?
Yes, exactly, Billy.
Shut up, Danielle, and just play the game, woman. Right? Just
Don't
get on
call
with
me
it.
woman.
So once again, there's one or two easier than others in this, but it's getting harder to do because there's kind of less saints to pick from. So Alex, 1 to 15, please pick us a number for saints or ain't.
Billy, there's thousands of saints, man.
Number 1.
Yeah, but shit names. Right, okay. This is the first one then. Saints or ain't? Gary.
Ain't.
Isn't it the saint? You're quite right. Gary's
Well
the made-up
done,
one.
Alex.
So Alex has one on the board already. Who's going next? You were both joint second last week, so
Ladies first.
okay, 2 to 15, Danielle.
15, please.
15 is Gilbert. Saint or ain't?
I'm gonna say
Gilbert.
Saint.
You're saying saint for Gilbert, and he was a saint indeed.
Yeah.
So you're quite right. Paul, 2 to 14.
You know what? I'm going to get Chesney or something, aren't I? You just know. I'll go for number 7, Billy Bob.
Number 7 is Julian. Julian, saint or ain't?
I think Julian was a saint.
He was. He was the patron saint. He is the patron saint of assassins.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Why would they have patron saint? Lord only knows, but there you go.
that's right then.
So, back round to Alex, 100% so far. 2 to 14, less 7.
2.
2 is a very easy one. If you know the answer, that is. Thomas, saint or ain't?
Saint.
Thomas, of course, is a saint.
Billy, that's far too easy. What is going on here?
I said there was some easier than
Well
others.
done, Alex.
Like Amanda Stavey last week. She was pretty easy, wasn't she? So,
Yeah,
I
we'll
thought
not
I'd go
get
the
into
same
last
one.
week's flight or shite because I'm still hurting off that game.
Danielle, 3 to 14 minus 7.
Oh, hang on. I need to do that for Alex.
It's not as cheery when you go, oh, I've got to do the happy noise.
I know, yeah. I'll have 14, please, Billy.
14 is Gerald. Gerald.
Nora. Okay.
No, Gerald, not Nora.
Shut your face, you.
Yes, boss.
I'm going to say Saint.
Patron saint of goats, strangely enough.
Yes.
You weren't like them, Billy.
Gerald at my fucking top the twat. Paul, 3 to, where were we? 13, less 7.
I'll take number 3, please.
Number 3, John Sinclair should do this one. Gillian, saint or ain't?
Ain't.
St. Gillian's the patron saint of librarians.
Oh, piss off, librarians! Why do they need a saint? You know, you could guarantee I'd get the first one wrong tonight, couldn't you? It's just in the stars.
And just like John Sinclair, you've gone down on Gillian. Anyway, back round to Alex.
We've lost Danielle completely.
Oh my God!
4 to 13 minus 7.
4, please.
4 is Law Dog. Law Dog.
I'm sorry, what?
Law Dog. LAWDOG.
Nah, you can kiss my hairy ass.
It ain't a saint. Absolutely not.
St. Law Dog is actually a Welsh saint, so he is a saint.
Of what?
Just a Welsh saint.
Just a well. He's not even important enough to have a. You know.
He's not got
He's just a random saint.
Sheep or choirs.
Well, yeah, why not?
Male voice
Why not?
choirs.
Yeah,
Whatever.
indeed.
But a Welsh saint, St. Law Dog. That's the first one you've got wrong in 3 weeks, Alex. Crikey, O'Reilly. Danielle to take the lead. You've got what we've got here. So we've got 6, I believe. No, 5 to 12 minus 7.
I'll have 12, please.
12 is Anthony the Abbot.
Anthony the Abbot. I'm going to say... Ain't.
The patron saint of pizza, believe it or not.
Wow. Right, every day's a school day, mind.
So Paul can get level again with the leaders here.
Come on!
I like
So
it now.
5 to 13 minus 12 and 7.
I'll take unlucky for some. Number 13, please, Bob.
Okay, it's Gordon, saint or ain't? Gordon.
I'm going to say ain't because Gordon was a flash, not a saint.
You're right, he wasn't a saint, made up. So we're all levels at the top again. Back to Alex.
Did anyone click onto my joke there?
Yes, Flash Gordon.
I said he's not a saint, he's a flash. Oh! He kills every one of us.
So 5. So it's 5 to.
Alex laughed at it. Alex laughed at one of my jokes. He gave way. He couldn't help it. It happened.
5 to 11. It's not 5 to 11. It's 5 to
25
11.
to 10, Billy.
Minus
5. I'll go
7.
for 5.
Going for 5. Okay. It's Drogo. Drogo.
He was in Rocky 4.
Not.
It's the patron saint of shepherds and coffee.
Oh,
Shepherds and coffee.
Yeah, strange combination, but there you go.
Name from Game of
Shepherds
Thrones.
and
I
coffee.
didn't know that was a name.
Alex, you can't say not. You've got to say ain't. Play the game.
I mean, I lost the point.
Danielle to take the lead. 6 to where are we? 11 minus 7. Yeah, again.
11, please, Billy.
11 is Paul.
Sorry?
Paul. Saint or ain't?
Oh, come on, Billy. Are you shitting me?
It is a saint.
Of course,
it's
it's
going to be.
It's
It's going to be an easy one. I told you. So Paul to get level with the top. It's 6 to 10 minus 7. Yeah, 6 to 10 minus 7. Basically.
I'll take 10, please, Bob.
Right. It's Saint Pantelimon.
Saint Pantelimon is a saint.
You're right. Saint of Lottery. The Saint of Lottery. Brilliant answer. Alex can get level with his final question. So it's 6, 8, or 9.
I'll go for 8. No. I changed my mind. I want 9.
Ooh, he's changed his mind at the last minute. Penalty miss.
Could be a mistake.
It
Benedict.
Saint.
He's a saint. Of course he is. Saint Benedict.
Go on, Alex.
So you've got 3 now. Danielle to get to 4, 6 or 8.
I'll have number 8, please, Bob.
Number 8 is Keith. Keith.
Whatever.
What was that?
I'm going to say Saint.
Keith isn't a saint. I made it up. Unfortunately.
Oh, Danielle!
Why?
So to win,
I couldn't win. I couldn't
win the whole lot with number 6.
And that's the end of the show,
mean,
guys.
The clock's got to be right, at least twice a day, hasn't it? I mean,
Danielle, that's harsh, right? That cuts like a knife.
Dean.
Saint Dean. Saint Dean.
No pressure.
No, I'm not feeling it, Alex. Saint Dean. I'm going to say Saint.
Aint is the answer. So this week you're all champions on 3 apiece because I haven't done anything.
yeah. Well done, team. Even you, Paul.
What a thrilling contest that was.
It
I
was
hate
thrilling.
this game.
I love it, me. I think it's class.
Snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. How sad.
I googled Saint Drogo as well after I got that wrong. Apparently, he's also the patron saint of those who are deemed unsightly or unattractive.
Ooh.
My favourite saint. He's been with me on many a night out, I can tell you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, for God's sake. I can't believe I've lost that. From the jaws of victory comes defeat. Draw.
It's not defeat because you're all winners tonight.
Billy, that means absolutely butthole to me after that because I had a chance to win my first competition. And Jules is saying, Paul, were you a stroppy toddler? No, I wasn't, actually.
He definitely throws the Monopoly board when he's lost.
100%.
Actually, no. I'm quite a
Prints
good
his
loser.
own Monopoly money, just and stashes it in his pocket just in case he runs low. Do you know what I mean?
That's a disgraceful
Susan
accusation to
to
throw me live on the
You
show.
didn't deny it, though, did you?
Listen, you can kiss my ass, right? Because one day I will win this stupid game, right? One day I will.
Oh, how'd you get that extra hotel? You didn't have Bond Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Chipper says, Paul, sadly, you should never have went down on Gillian. Oh, God. No. Ab says, our American viewers want a special overtime. Listen, Billy's declared that we're all winners tonight because,
Because some of us can't take losing, so we'll all have to be declared winners.
Listen,
Saint Pantaleon was the best answer of the night, I thought.
Thank you, Billy. Did you notice how quickly I answered that? I didn't even think about it. I knew it. And that's because of my good Catholic education.
I thought I was going to set someone up for a full there, but fair play to got it right straight away.
Was also a goalkeeper for Watford, if I'm not mistaken.
And Sunderland, of course.
And Sunderland,
he went to Sunderland after Man City, didn't he?
Yes.
When it became known as Panty Liner, not Pantaleon.
He was all right at Man City, but...
Right, we're not getting into panty liners, Billy. Right, we've done it. We've done enough tonight.
We've done everything.
Enough damage.
Yes, we've probably upset a lot of nations again tonight, but that's just how TDR Friday rolls. But that is it for tonight, guys. If you have enjoyed tonight's show, please don't forget to hit that like button. It does move us up the YouTube searches and tells them that we are fantabuloso, stupendoso, Saint Bonero. So we are. Hopefully you will do that for us. And of course, if you're new to the channel, like so many people have done today, please do hit that subscribe button, become part of this wonderful community that we have on the Toon Review. It is free to do so, and hit that notification bell that lets you know when we upload or we go live. Now, we do have a very special show for you tomorrow at 2 p.m. with me and Alex, a special transfer show. There is no thumbnail yet because Alex was told last night to send me who he wants on the thumbnail, and he still hasn't done it, the lazy twat. But hopefully get around to doing it tonight so I can get a thumbnail up for tomorrow. So join us at 2 p.m. for that one. Again, these are players that are just linked in the press, and we're going to talk about them and see what they could bring to Newcastle should they actually sign. We don't know that they're coming. We will just stipulate that. It's nothing to say that they're coming to the club. It is just generally to look at them and see what they will bring to Newcastle United.
It's based on a lot of journalists starting to print stuff, which I think is fair game for us to talk about right now.
Yeah. It is. But don't forget, so join us for that tomorrow. And also on Sunday, 1:30, join myself for the watch-along 1:30, we'll build up, look at the team news, etc. And at 2 p.m, uninterrupted commentary of the Man United Newcastle United game right here on the Toon Review. So join me for that one. And Sunday night, 8 o'clock, we have the review. So we will be doing the review the same day, 8 o'clock on Sunday night. We will look back at the game, and Danielle will be desperate to get back into the player ratings after missing it last week, of course. So she'll be looking forward to that. So there you go. Thank you to everyone that super chatted and took part in the show tonight and just basically watched us. Thank you so much. If you're watching the rerun of it, thank you for spending an hour or so, an hour and a half or so watching the rerun. We really do appreciate it. The show will be up as a podcast in around an hour and a half time. It will be on iTunes, Spotify, and other good podcast providers. If you want to listen to us while walking the dog or in the gym or in the car, we will keep you company. So don't forget we are on them as well. So check out iTunes, Spotify, or whoever your podcast provider is, and you'll see us on there if you search for the Toon Review. But thank you very much, guys. We have the Facebook page to join, Instagram, or why not become a member of the channel as well? Hit that join button and get yourself in for some prizes. But that is tonight, guys. Thank you to you three. Thank you to this mod squad. Thank you to all you guys out there, and we will see you again. Me and Alex will see you at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Until then, good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Hi, guys.